Hello friends, this is Deepak Kumar, Assistant Professor in Kite Group of Institution Ghaziabad. In my previous lecture, we have just discussed the concept of pin diagram of 8086 for maximum mode. So in this lecture, we will discuss the pin diagram for 8086 minimum. So as I told you that what is the difference between minimum and maximum mode. So when the communication is performed in multi-processor environment, it means we have multiple processors that are communicating with peripheral or external devices. So that environment is basically known as maximum mode environment, and when we have only single processor, that is 8086 microprocessor to perform external communications, then this mode is known as minimum. So actually most of the pins for maximum mode and minimum modes are same. Very few pins are there which are different in maximum mode as well as in minimum. So if we are talking about the pin diagram of minimum mode of 8086 microprocessor, so here most of the pins like pin 1 to 20, these pins are same in maximum mode as well as in minimum mode. So as I told you that these pins are basically these pin 2 to pin 16 are basically your address line, which is multiplex. That means it contains address as well as data informations. So pin 39 is also multiplex, which contain address and data informations, while the remaining 4 bits are basically multiplex with the status bits. Okay. VSS is for ground supply. This VSS is for ground supply. Clock pulse is basically used to synchronize the internal component of 8086 microprocessor. NMI is for non-maskable interrupt. INT is R is for maskable interrupt. Okay, as I earlier discussed in maximum mode pin diagram of 8086. VCC is for power supply. A16, A17, A18 and A19 is basically considered as an address informations, and as well as the status information also. S3 and S4 basically tells that which segments we are talking about. S6 will always remain in logic 0, S7 is always remaining logic 0, S5 will tell the information about the registers. BHE complement basically tells that upper half portion is basically in active conditions or not. It is always used in conjunction with A naught, just similar to the maximum mode functioning. MN oblique MX complement is basically used, that minimum mode and maximum mode, which mode we are using. Then read complement is for reading the particular to perform the read operations. Now pin from pin 31 to 24 to 31, these pins informations are actually changed in minimum mode. Okay, now we will discuss it one by one. First of all, the 31st pin, that is your hold. Actually whenever peripheral devices wants to communicate with memory, so it actually require to direct communication. So for that purpose we generally use this DMA controller. Okay, peripheral devices will send the request to the DMA controller, then DMA controller will send the request as hold signal, then it will send hold signal to the microprocessor. That it tells the microprocessor that now I actually want to take the control of the buses. So microprocessor will respond with the help of HLDA, hold acknowledgement signal, HLDA. Okay, this is your DMA request, the DMR, DMA acknowledgement. Okay, DMACK, that is DMA acknowledgement. So first of all, peripheral devices will request to DMA controller that they want to perform the communication. Then DMA controller tells the microprocessor, please give the control of the buses. Then microprocessor acknowledges them, DMA controller, with the help of HLDA signal, and then DMA controller basically acknowledges the peripheral devices. Okay, now peripheral devices can directly access the memory. Okay, so for this purpose we generally use these two signals, that is hold and HLDA. WR complement is basically used for write operations. That means microprocessor writing, microprocessor sending the data to the peripheral devices or to the external, to the memory. M oblique IO complement will stress that if we want to perform read operations, say write operations, so where read and write operation is actually going on, in memory or in input output device. So if m oblique m IO complement value is 1, that means read and write operation is performed through memory. If it value is 0, that means read and write operation is performed through peripheral devices or the input output devices. Next one is your data transmitter and receiver. It tells the direction of data transfer, that from where the data is transferred. So if dt oblique r complement, is equal to 1, that means the data is sent from microprocessor to external devices. Okay, that means write operation is actually performed. If we are talking about dt oblique r complement is equal to 0, then it means microprocessor received some information. That means the data is transferred from peripheral device to microprocessor. So that means read operation is performed. So that is actually the meaning of dt oblique r complement. Then data enable is, it basically tells the other peripheral devices that when they sends the data information to microprocessor. Okay, let's suppose peripheral devices are communicating with microprocessor. So when the peripheral devices send the data to the microprocessor, it is controlled via this particular pin. Then when den complement is equal to 0, that means data is enabled. Then my peripheral devices will send the data to the microprocessor. Next one is your address latch enable, ALE. Address latch enable is basically used to demultiplex the address as well as data information. So as I told you that here we have 20 address lines. So in 20 address lines, 16 address lines are multiplexed. That means in 16 address line, that is from AD0 to AD14 and then AD15. These 16 address lines are multiplexed with data as well as address. So when it will contain the data and when it will contain the address, how we will find out? We will find out this information with the help of address latch enable. So when ALE is equal to 1, then it will contain the address, and when it is 0, then it will contain the data. INTA complement is basically the response of INTR. When the interrupt request is performed with the maskable devices, then if that request is acceptable by the microprocessor or accepted by the microprocessor, then this acknowledgement signal is sent to the peripheral devices. So for that we generally use this particular pin. Okay, so this is all about your pin diagram of 8086 in minimum. These are the references. Thank you so much.